Okay, so this is the Lego game Pirate Plank. It's pretty distinct for a Lego game. It's got one of the prettiest builds, I think, of most of them. Especially for the scale. I mean, the Hobbit town is kind of cool, but it's big. but but no, this is very attractive. Oh, let me yeah. So there's the whole ship. Um, it's the most aggressive of the Lego games that I've seen so far, and the most gruesome as well. In most of them, like your character can suffer setbacks, but in this one, what's actually happening is you and your up to 3 fellow companions are being forced to walk the plank. And as you can see, there's sharks in the water. Um, is that strap in the way, I think?
No,
Okay. All right.
maybe.
So the game is a bit more interesting with 3 or more players because it's mathematically there's some mathematically proven strategies, but the general way the game works is that you roll the die, and if you get the skull and crossbones, you have 2 options. You can move any opponent forward 1 or yourself back 2. If you get on a square with a blank side, with at least 1 blank spot, and your opponent, you can put one of these tiles on here. Now, if you roll a side with an opponent's tile on it, then you can force your opponent to move that number of tiles. Or if there's empty spots and there are remaining movement tiles, you can add more movement tiles. And that might not exactly be clear, but you'll see as we play the game. So I'm playing red and she's playing yellow. Go ahead, roll. Okay, so it's blank. Your only real option is to
Add a tile.
add a tile. Okay, add a tile. Now, one of the interesting concepts of this game is that the die is actually loaded as you're playing. So
I'm going to move him forward 1.
all right. Add a tile for you. Now, this adding a tile concept is pretty common in a lot of Lego games, which is, I mean, part of their whole nature. Now I can. Oh no, that's.
Don't do that. I mean, do that. No, that's exactly what you want to do.
All right, I'll stick with my plan.
Now, even though I've rolled this and it has my color on it, I don't have to move.
It's only the opponent. Yeah,
only
it's only
the opponent
one,
moves.
and you only pick 1 player. So if there were 3 players, you only pick 1. All right. Now, generally, the way that we play and the way that you're seeing us do it is we keep loading the die. You keep getting that. All right. Well, I'm going to jump back to
Yeah,
now.
it's like, really?
Yeah. Now, if you have young kids, you can preload the die, and they seem to really enjoy the game with just the random aspect of it, especially with the gruesome nature of what awaits. Are you gonna allow me to take that? I mean, it just kind of fell out of my hand.
Mine did too, so
Okay.
we each unrolled it did that. I mean, it's a roll. It's not a.
Yeah.
It's not a dramatic roll.
I'm trying to make sure it doesn't go off camera. You keep getting that.
No, but as soon as you roll one of these sides that has like. That's all loaded for bear, I'm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I only have 2 movement tokens left, and you've got 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Then again, I'm several moves ahead of you. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to start moving you shortly.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Excuse you.
excuse me. Ooh.
All right, that's the side that's gonna be fun. All right, so now I'm allowed a movement token. Ah, that's obnoxious. Is that on camera? Let's make sure that that's. Yeah. So as you can see, I finally can start moving her forward, and
You could choose to move forward without that, but I'm like, I want to leave it on that side.
yeah. So obviously she's not gonna load.
Oh, I
anything
just
up,
lost track
so.
of where you were. I think that's right
I
though.
think I was. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
There we go.
Okay, so I'll move you forward 2. Are you gonna move back 2, or are you gonna
I
move
don't
forward
know.
1?
I think I'm gonna move myself back because you have a lot of aggressive.
So on crossbones, I move back 2.
See, I don't have that many aggressive moves. Skull crossbones, you move like 1.
You're not gonna move back 2? What? Again, the die is loaded. I've heard lots of different rules about physics about loading of dies, though. I'm not certain which end is supposed to really land.
There you
Okay,
go.
there you go. 2. So now it's basically a very random game at this point. But kids love random games. And it looks like Hogwarts. Alright. Move you forward 2. And but the social aspect of having a third player in there really changes things up.
My favorite side. Oh, your favorite side. Hold on, I still have movement tokens over here.
Goodness gracious.
There you go.
Okay, move you forward 3. So this is what we have found is that the statistics of the game, like it was very close. Yeah. All right. So yeah.
But every game we've played has ended like this, with being down to the last couple of spaces. I think the first game we played with our son, it was we were too busy attacking each other.
Yes,
And-
we were moving forward, and he was.
And he I
Just
don't think
saying
he
right there.
moved for most of the game. He was all the way back here because he was having fun attacking us too. And so it was
We didn't have the heart to move
yeah.
him forward.
Other games since then he hasn't fared quite so well, but
Yeah. And the one problem I have with the game is that the players back here are kind of hard to reach, even for our son who has much tinier hands than we do. But it's not that big of a deal.
no.
Yeah, it's again a very attractive build. I
And
wouldn't
it's
even
nice
mind.
and compact. I mean, it's particularly since we usually have the die preloaded. That's it. That's the game. It's there's not a lot of pieces to keep track of, which we have an even smaller child who is very handsy and getting involved with whatever is going on. So it's very nice to have this little compact game that we can play
Mhm.
that doesn't have a lot of loose pieces that she can swallow.
Yeah, and we'll show you online how we load the die when we have it loaded all the way. Even though it's totally random, which we tend to shy away from totally random games, it is much more attractive to our son than Candyland and what's the one with the cherries?
Well, hi ho, Cheerio.
Hi Ho Cherry-O, which is fun for learning numbers and all that kind of stuff. But again, it can go on forever.
Forever, yeah. It can
As well as Candyland because of the resetting. This is a quick, attractive game with regardless of how you play it. If you play it the socially aggressive way or totally random. All right. Thank you for joining us for another game review.
Yep.